Hello, my people. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad to have you here today because what we're about to talk about is something shaking the entire online space. It's trending everywhere, from Twitter to Facebook to WhatsApp groups, and it has to do with no other person than Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the Director General of the World Trade Organization, a woman highly respected both at home and abroad. But this time, her words have thrown Nigerians into shockwaves. She recently said that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu deserves praise for stabilizing the Nigerian economy, and the backlash from Nigerians online has been nothing short of volcanic. Now, let's unpack this carefully. For a nation where ordinary citizens are battling unimaginable levels of hunger, where inflation has gone through the roof, where fuel subsidy removal has multiplied suffering, and where the Naira is practically gasping for breath against the dollar, hearing such praise doesn't just sound tone deaf. It feels like a direct insult to the daily struggles of millions of Nigerians. People are asking, stabilize which economy? Who is feeling this so called stability? Because for the average Nigerian, what we are experiencing does not look like stability, it looks like survival. Let's be real. Walk into any Nigerian market today and you'll see families cutting back on food, parents unable to afford school fees, and workers whose salaries vanish before the end of the month. Stabilization in textbooks and international conferences might sound sweet, but what matters most is where the ordinary Nigerians can eat 3 square meals, fuel their cars without crying, or sleep at night without worrying about rent. And the truth is, Nigerians are not feeling this so called stability. So when Okonjo Iweala, a woman who many Nigerians once admired for her work during the Jonathan administration, comes out and praises Tinubu, it hits differently. People feel betrayed, almost as if the suffering of the masses is being ignored for the sake of political correctness or international diplomacy. That's why netizens wasted no time in dragging her online, saying things like, she's living abroad so she doesn't know the reality on the ground, or it's easy to praise policies when you're not the one buying Gary at 2,000 naira per paint. Nigerians are angry and their anger is valid. But let's pause here for a second. Could it be that she was speaking from a purely economic standpoint, looking at indicators and market reactions rather than the human reality on the ground? Maybe. But here's the problem. Governance isn't just about economic theory. It's about people. It's about how policies affect the man who sells pure water in Ojulegba, the woman hawking tomatoes under the sun, the graduate riding Okada because there are no jobs. When leaders or global figures ignore this human side of the story, Nigerians react because the pain is real and cannot be hidden under graphs or economic jargon. Now, what does this moment really mean for us as a nation? It highlights how disconnected leaders and policymakers have become from the people they are supposed to serve. It exposes how the voices of ordinary Nigerians are often silenced by the loud applause of international figures who see only data, not human suffering. And it reminds us once again that unless Nigerians themselves rise up, demand accountability, and refuse to be deceived by sweet words, our story will remain the same. So, what can we do? First, we must begin to ask the hard questions. If the economy is stabilizing, why is hunger increasing? If policies are working, why are businesses shutting down? If governance is improving, why are Nigerians running abroad in droves through Japa? These are the contradictions that must be laid bare. And second, we must insist on leadership that prioritizes the well-being of the people, not just the applause of foreign organizations. This is why civic consciousness is so important, especially for our youth. We cannot allow ourselves to be numbed into silence. Every time a leader makes a policy that hurts the people, we must speak. Every time international figures try to polish a dirty system, we must clap back with the truth. And every time elections come, we must resist the temptation to sell our votes for a bag of rice. Because the truth is, no one will save Nigeria except Nigerians. Think about it. Nations don't change overnight. They change when citizens decide that enough is enough. Look at how young Nigerians shook the world during NSAS. Look at how the obedience movement is reshaping political discourse. Look at how social media has become a weapon of accountability, forcing the powerful to know that Nigerians are watching. This is the power we have. and we must never let it go. At the same time, we also need solutions, not just criticisms. Nigerians are tired of complaints without alternatives. So here's what we can do: push for policies that prioritize food security so no child goes to bed hungry. Push for real electoral reforms that ensure our votes count so we're not stuck with leaders imposed on us. Push for transparency in government spending so money borrowed in our name doesn't end up in private pockets. And push for investments in education, health, and infrastructure because these are the foundations of a real economy, not just the illusions of foreign applause. My people, let's be clear: Tinubu's government will come and go, international figures will make their speeches and move on, but we, the citizens, will remain here facing the consequences. That is why we must never stop holding them accountable. So when Nigerians clap back at Okonjo-Iweala, it is not just anger, it is a cry for recognition, a reminder that the people exist, that their pain is real, and that their voices must matter more than foreign applause. And that's why I'm calling on every one of you watching this right now. Don't just watch and move on. Join the conversation. Share your thoughts. What do you think about Okonjo-Iweala's comments? Do you agree that Tinubu has stabilized the economy, or do you think it's just another attempt to deceive the people? Let your voice be heard, because silence only strengthens the oppressors. Before I go, let me leave you with this: Nigeria is bigger than any one politician or global figure. Our destiny lies in our hands. If we demand accountability, if we refuse to be silent, if we unite with purpose, then no matter how dark things look now, the light will surely come. But it starts with us. So my people, if you found this discussion powerful, make sure you like this video, drop your own opinion in the comment section, share it with your friends and family, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel for more bold, truth-centered content. Together, we can awaken a new Nigeria.